I'm barely gonna have to think for my supper this time. Better get start. Who is messaging me at the time of this night? Yeah, that was grammar. Who is messaging me at this time of night? First person who comes to mind is... I suppose it could be something important. Red! What couldn't wait until morning? Good news, of course. I got a job for you. That's a pretty cheery way to tell me you violated parole. Oh, not that kind of a job. Besides, I've been covering my tracks. This is something different. Anything you can't handle with just a keyboard and a phishing screen. Need to just sue my gym teacher. Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. Hey, at least let me finish. What did they do? Make me run laps. Not illegal. Let me finish. They made me run laps. Even though I said I had a stomach ache. Ted. Gotta be like youth endangerment. Braved indifference or something. Sounds like you've already got a strong case. Try self-representing this time. What's with the blow-off? Nice phrasing. Oh wow, you're laughing so hard right now. See? Oh. No. Is that your mugshot? I wasn't not gonna get a copy of my mugshot. Use it as a reaction. Glad you found a use case. But I'm working right now, so anything cool? Homicide. Oh, cringe. Wait, what kind of homicide? Is it HBK? Is that the kind of morbid thing kids your age talk about? Teens my age. Yeah, we can read. Compared to corrupt stuff in the headlines. Old-fashioned murder like Hardy B is like quaint. Not heartbreak. Why'd you take the job, lol? You see the 98% conviction rate as a challenge or something? You taking up lost cause pro nose work? It's pro bono. That was autocorrect. Yeah, sure. You know they give lit homework for a reason, right? Borderline concern nagging. Maybe you really are a bleeding heart. Or just a sucker. I don't like this guy. I'm not a sucker. Nice phrasing. I don't get it. You should go to bed, friend. Tomorrow's Sunday. I can stay up if I want. Tomorrow is Sunday. Because today is Saturday. What's with the carpe diem? It's nearly 4 a.m., kid. You've got school in like 3 hours. The future makes you have to go to work and go to school on a Saturday? This really is the worst. I'm not saying that. They have a potty mouth. Repeat offenders may be good for business, but that kid's bad for my blood pressure. Important text message, I take it? Just your typical teenage drama. So then, you wouldn't mind filling me in on a few details? Details! So how about the basics? What exactly has my client been charged with? Your client, Carlos Backer Flat, was arrested on the scene at 9:50 p.m. Using his middle name already, they really do think he's a serial killer. Charge being first-degree murder of his girlfriend, a Miss Diane Dawn. First degree? That's increasingly rare. To say the least. It's rare for us to get handed anything but crimes of passion around here. He's got darn near more cameras than people. You gotta be really, really stupid to try and get away with murder. Well, Hotbreak's gotten away with it 6 times. What's that make him? 5 times. That makes him insane. I was gonna go with extraordinary. Let's split the difference and say he's extraordinarily insane. But nut jobs like that aren't renowned for their ability to think ahead. What makes you think this was premeditated? How about the fact he stalked and killed 5 other women as a warm-up? A warm-up? Five previous bullets, 5 previous victims. None of them knew each other, lived near each other, worked in the same fields. Weeks of digital autopsies crawling up and down their online profiles. Nothing. So this serial killer chooses his victims at random. They have nothing in common. Yeah, nothing in common at all. Other than they all look like cousins. Their physical similarities are striking. All 5 prior victims were young women with brown hair and eyes, about the same height, comparable weight. Well, those features aren't exactly uncommon. Could it be a coincidence? If you really believe that, you should quit your job and start buying lotto tickets. HA's got himself a type. Anyone can see that. You really gonna try and tell me you don't see the resemblance? Young woman, brown hair, brown eyes. Can't tell if she's tall from a portrait, but I can take the hint. So you think what exactly? Wait a minute. Is there a oh. I don't know him yet. Okay. So what do you think? What exactly? That Carlos Flat wanted to kill his girlfriend so badly he went out and shot 5 other women first. Hey, if the shoe fits. If the shoe fits, then you put the shoe on the... What Sunshine means is that it's not uncommon for killers to displace their violence from people close to them onto outlets with fewer consequences. Drifters, loners, strangers, workers. He was probably building up the nerve for tonight by practicing on these other similar women. Or just so far gone he can't tell the difference anymore. It's not the worst theory in the world, but it doesn't fit, like a shoe. They want to claim that those other precious victims were practice runs, dress rehearsals for tonight's main event. But if that were the case, they'd have been signs of hesitation, nerves. There'd have been mistakes. On top of which, guns are impersonal, execution shots even more so. There's no sadism or hatred or intimacy in a single bullet to the heart. Killing your girlfriend or her lookalikes usually is, if nothing else, a lot less sterile. If you ask me. What was that? Anyway. I saw the time of death was 9 p.m. on the oh, yeah, I should probably actually look at the autopsy. Evidence. Alright, victim. Diane Dunn, 27 years old, found after the heart, no known connections. Oh, okay, this is where we got the victim was shot through the room's doorway. No unexpected DNA presence, no crumbs, no fingerprints. Okay. Bill organizer. Yeah, we already know about that. Debris. Ceramic debris found. Has Flat's left hand fingerprints on it. That sounds important. Cause of death, ballistic trauma, blood loss, single bullet pierced through the sternum, left atrium and aorta, death was instantaneous. There's some handwriting at the bottom of the scanned document. They're not very good writers. Same handiwork as Prev 5, lab message to confirm ballistics Mitch 2. Okay. The autopsy. But do you have a timeline for the rest of the night's events? Can't trust much from what comes out of his mouth. But we've managed to, thanks to less biased sources. And we're pretty confident about what we've been able to piece together from their statement. So they've interviewed witnesses. Sounds eerily similar to real police work. Suspect and his girlfriend were arguing loudly one another starting around 8 o'clock. Neighbors were very clearly out about that part. couldn't wait to tell us about the happy couple's domestic problems. Everyone's in the building knew that they've been fighting for weeks. As you can probably tell from what you saw in the Ox, there was a struggle. Furniture turned over, glass shattered, but things got quiet before 9 p.m. Then, there's a gunshot. ... Scrubbers are still scrubbing, looking for audio from the area to get a timestamp. Scrubbing? That's scrubbing. First in the process of scouring all available data posted on the net within a certain time. Okay, so just, like, searching stuff. But we heard from enough concerned citizens to be pretty sure about the time. Right Emergency Services got a burst of calls from the block shortly after 9 p.m. No one seemed to recognize the sound or what it was, but the silence that followed it was pretty universally alarming. Officers arrived at the scene at 9:08 p.m., established a perimeter, even though the open front door at 9:10 p.m. Then they find your client crouched over his dead girlfriend, his hand covered in her blood. At which point, they move to secure the scene and the suspect. Sorry, did you say his hand, singular? Your client's modded, cybernetic right arm. How modded are we talking about? Registered with an HAO 85 habilis, industrial grade looks like. Says that he's spec'd for dexterous manipulation of up to Class 4 KPA, which means a minimum grip strength of, well, basically, he could crush your neck without even gritting his teeth. Considering a career change? No, it's not that. It's just, your eye patch must be very sensitive for you to put the patch back on each time. And here I thought you just had a 14-year-old sense of fashion. You think a cop would cover up her dominant eye just because it was fashionable? Although that is pretty cool that she can do like glowy stuff with her eye. I actually thought the same thing when we first met. You what? But getting back on track, that arm has been in the shop for some time now. You can't work without it. Money's got tight. You arguing? Yeah. When did he put his arm in for repairs? 8 days before HK's first victim was killed. Well, no chance they'll be willing to chalk that up to coincidence. Your client was arrested on the scene after a preliminary scan found his fingerprints on the revolver, and no one else's. Revolver? What kind? The old kind. The real old kind. More specifically, a caliber M54. 6-chambered, 10 millimeter. Caliber? How retro. You don't know the half of it. We're talking steel chamber, real gunpowder, mechanical firing pin, and no tags. No tags? How is that? Just how old are we talking about here? Yeah, 24/7 location data, timestamp triggered pulls, safeties coded to own biometrics. For the past 3 decades, tags have been made shooting crimes very unambiguous. So you're claiming my client used some kind of antique to commit these crimes? How else do you think he'd have gotten away with it this 5 other times? If he tried to buy a gun legit, he'd probably fail the very first psych check. Even jailbroken pieces are only good for so long before update withdrawal sets in. So then, M54, that's model year 2054. 30-year-old gun. Well, that sure complicates things, doesn't it? In some ways, sure. But pre-tagging firearms are rare. Gotta be less than 1,000 of them left in the whole country, and fewer still compatible bullets. The ammunition would have to be over 30 years old, too. Novelty of this weapon has kept us in the dark so far. But now that we have our hands on it, it's gonna put him away for good. Huh? Archive department complained loud about how deep they had to dig. But with the protocol they found, techs were able to match the rifling marks on all 6 bullets to the gun your client was found with. Rifling marks? Bullets fired from guns that old are marked by the barrel shape. So if all 6 bullets had the same rifling marks, we know they were all fired by the same gun. It's not as plug-and-play as tags are, but it's equally precise science, I assure you. And if that's not darning enough, the spent casings from the other 5 shootings were still in the chamber, even without even needing to reload. The caliber your client was found with is the gun HK used to kill 6 women. No way to lawyer around that. An untagged gun. Just being anywhere near a weapon like that could warrant your arrest. Being found by the police over a dead body with an untagged gun used at 5 other crime scenes is just... To summarize, then, you believe that my client fought verbally, then physically with his girlfriend. And then he retrieved his weapon and shot her. Yeah, pretty much. How did he look when the officers found him? Guilty. How was his effect? Quiet, detached, stiff. Not exactly the picture of a grieving partner. That reaction may have lost him points with the cops, but beyond that, people react to loss in all kinds of unusual ways. And so long as the police are suspicious of you, there's no right way to grieve. Androids and cops. By the way, I couldn't help but notice your light on staff. It's 3 in the morning. What were you expecting, a parade? I thought there'd at least be a few androids around. Aren't many androids in any police station this week. Not while the brass is renegotiating contracts. Contracts with Noble? Good guess. Hardly. They're the biggest robotics corp there is. Could spend all day in city center without leaving their office's shadow. Yes, we're very fortunate to have them headquarters here. Saves us some money on shipping, at least. But these talks never last that long. I'm sure they'll be back to writing checks for Noble ads by the end of the month. Even with Noble pushing those warm androids. Warm, ugh. Might as well call them the adult line. Might see them in the bigger departments or out on patrol, but not around these offices. Warm or cold, there's no such thing as an android detective. Yet. I know what she meant by adult. Any day. Guess we should be expecting those any day now. Android lawyers, too. I'd get some android politicians in, we'd have the full set. Get real. People might like ads, who do what they're told. They despise ads who tell them what to do. I'm not so sure. Cameras, sensors, satellites. We already get all our facts from machines. Give it a few more years, it might make sense to let machines do the investigating, too. The union would. The police union wouldn't let that happen. She needn't have been she needn't have specified. It's the only real union there is anymore. This future's not looking very good. Perfect. Checking my phone here, and I have to say, you've done a pretty admirable job keeping the details of HK's crime a secret. The less reputable sites are doing some real journalistic acrobatics trying to keep a piece together, a story. Yeah, Top 11 Theories Who Would Hurt HK was a real weighty read. It's not just journalists, though. All kinds have been emboldened. The freaks that HK's managed to bring out of the woodwork in just a few weeks. Can you blame them, though? I mean, he's a genuine serial killer. Repeat offenders in general are an endangered species, but he's gotten away with it. We know what he's gotten away with. Take a look around us, Detective. National DNA Registry is robust enough that cases never go cold. Cameras on every street, a phone on every citizen, violent crimes at an all-time low, and clearance rates at an all-time high. But you gonna spout some alt-full stuff about invasion of privacy? No, I'm not. People are safer now than at any other time in history, detectives. So when someone like Heartbreak does come along... Good point. London's trying to look like he can laugh it off, but pressure from the higher-ups must be reaching its peak. They want, maybe need, to see someone charged, and that makes them predictable. What was that? Thank you all for watching. You're welcome to come see me record these episodes live at twitch.tv/Superbunnybun. You can also say hi on Blue Sky at Superbunnybun.
But most importantly, I'd really appreciate it if you could like yourself, comment about how awesome you are, and subscribe to Happy Thoughts. And until next time, stay feisty and huggable. Bye!